Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of NYSC Half Hour. I am Inkem Agunwa. Remember, you could catch us on NYSC TV on TSTV channel 365 and NYSC Radio 88.3 FM. We would be right back. NYSC Tidbit. FG tax states local government on statutory responsibilities for the NYSC. The federal government has urged states and local governments, including other stakeholders in the country, to provide their statutory responsibilities for the National Youth Service Corps. It said the non-performance of some stakeholders is adversely impeding the effective performance of the scheme. The FCT Minister Alhaji Muhammad Musa Bello stated this in his address while declaring open the 2022 NYSC National Governing Board meeting with the 36 chairmen of the NYSC state governing boards, including the FCT, held in Abuja. NYSC trains on effective monitoring and evaluation of schemes programs. The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Muhammad Kako Fada, has urged officers of the scheme to be more proactive in the effective monitoring and evaluation of the scheme's programs. He stated this while declaring open the 2022 Key Performance Indicators KPI workshop for NYSC scheduled officers, themed Key Performance Indicators, Tool for Enhancing Efficiency and Effectiveness of the Schemes Program, held at Kefi in Nasarawa State. Welcome back. On today's episode, we are in Nasarawa State. We begin with an interview with Abdullahi Ahmed Jikamshi, the NYSC Nasarawa State Coordinator. He shares with us the achievements of the scheme in the state, including the empowerment of corps members through the Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program, SAID, the impact of corps members in their places of primary assignment, and their contributions to their host communities through the Community Development Service. Let us meet him. Abdullahi Ahmed Jikamshi highlights the orientation course from the point of arrival to the closing ceremony.
Any corps member that arrived the camp at the gate, we search their luggages to ensure that there are no items that are harmful to them and their colleagues. And then they undergo the COVID-19 test to ensure that they are negative of COVID-19 virus before they are allowed into the camp. Thereafter, their documents are checked to ensure that they meet up with the standards of the scheme, with the requirements of the scheme for mobilization. And they are registered and given all the necessary items, including means of identity. And then their kits, that's a uniform, so that they can start the camp activities. So throughout the camp, we take them through so many trainings. The trainings are both mental and physical. Mental in the sense that I have trainings in lectures where they are taken on topical national issues. They are taught on how to even take care of their security. Some of these lectures are beneficial for life. They are taught about the culture of the people they are expected to serve with or in their own communities. Under the physical aspects, you have things like drills, like the man of war, sports and games, and the likes. All these ones, they are meant to make them fit for the service, to make them healthy and active throughout the service here, to prepare them for the task ahead.
The empowerment of corps members to be self-reliant and wealth creators begin from the in-camp Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program.
The Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development, which is a program that is 10 years old now. It began in 2012. NYSC management, as at that time, in their wisdom, decided to bring up this thing so that the scheme will contribute its own quota in creating jobs as well as creating wealth. These corps members are trained in various vocations, and they are taught how to become entrepreneurs, how to manage their businesses, how to manage their accounts. The training is divided into two. There's the in-camp, which takes place within the camp, within the 21-day camp period. Days are allocated for the in-camp training, and then the post-camp training. In most cases, the in-camp training is like it's a preamble, it's an introduction. They are spiced up to understand the need for them to have a skill. And then the post-camp training is what really gives them the full training they require, because 10 days will not be enough for someone to reasonably learn a skill that they can see they are good at it. So after the post-camp training, they're introduced, as I said, to financial organizations to assist them with loans, and even some give them grants.
One of the core priorities of the NYSC is the safety of corps members, regardless of where they're serving across the country.
We do all our very best to ensure that corps members are secured. In fact, that's one of the priorities of this time, considering the security situation of the country. Nasarawa State is one of the most safest, at least, state in the country. We liaise with all the security agencies with regards to the security and welfare of the corps members, not only in the camp, even in their lodges. As I'm talking, I've given some of the addresses of the corps lodges to these security agencies, and they are doing their very best to ensure that the corps members feel secured. I want to assure you that our corps members are safe and secured, at least to the best of our ability. And we are always keeping in touch with the security authorities almost on a daily basis.
Corps members are encouraged to inform the necessary authorities before traveling and should adhere to the travel protocol of the scheme.
Traveling without application has been an offense with the scheme since its own establishment. You have to take permission before you travel. And we always tell them not to travel once it is 6 p.m. And if they are on the journey and they are caught up by 6, we always advise them to break the journey and spend the night in any place that is deemed secured, like the military barracks, the NYSC lodges, because NYSC is always it's almost everywhere in the country. So they can identify with the NYSC lodges or the state secretaries.
The value of the NYSC through its corps members in communities is immeasurable. Likewise, corps members are equally formed in character through the duration of the service year.
There are certain benefits the country get from NYSC which are intangible. You can see them. When these corps members come to the camp, you can see the raw behavior they come with, which to some extent I would say some of these things, if they are employed with such characters, some of them will even lose their jobs, because the working environment will not condone such habits. But by their being in the camp and then going into primary assignment, which serves more like an internship, introducing them into a different life, a life different from the one they left in school. You find out that at the end of the service year, they are refined. They know what is expected of them. They have kind of grown up in character. These are certain intangible things that are not seen. But I tell you, at the end of the service year, if you find a corps member leaving the service, to tell you his character as at that time compared to what he came with, you will see a remarkable improvement.
The NYSC continues to break geographical and socio-cultural barriers and fosters national unity and integration.
I used to follow them up in some of their social media platforms. some of them you don't normally establish platforms and they communicate. And sometimes they post posers, questions, who is your best friend? And it will shock you if you see that, you find out that a co-member who maybe is an Igbo man, you find out that his best co-member, his best friend is a Hausa man or a Yoruba man or any other tribe from another region, not from the southeast, vice versa. So NYSC still remain relevant and is still integrating the country.
As an advice to core members, Abdullahi Ahmad Jikamshi has this to say.
Anytime I talk to them about Said, I tell them, when you look at the economy in the country alone, not even the unemployment, even if you are employed, you need another stream of income. You need another source of income that will come for you to be able to meet up with their needs, not even wants. So we always encourage them, even if they will take paid jobs, there are certain skills that they can do while they are still employed. So I encourage them to learn a skill that they can do. And I also encourage them that there are certain jobs that they need skill beyond the certificate. Like we're in the ICT world, so to say now. Most employments, you need to have at least some level of knowledge of computer. So we encourage them, try and learn some skills.
A journey that started in the in-camp skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development class motivated the core members to put their learning to the test by designing a 3D wall at the state coordinator's office in Nasarawa State.
My name is Okorie Chibike. I'm from Imo State. It all started with our Said class after a few days of learning. Then we decided to do some experiments. We started with ordinary wallpaper, which we placed at the multipurpose hall before we came down here to carry on this design. This is called Krakows design. It is made up of carbon paper, with gum, and the gold stone placed on it. You can see how it is shining. We produced the paint which we used to design this. This is satin paint. It took us 2 days to achieve this.
From what we have done so far, this has been like one of the best decisions ever. Joining the paint and interior decoration class here in Nasarawa State. And I'm very grateful for the fact that I joined. We produce the paint ourselves, so I do have plans of furthering or learning more so that I can also own my own business in paint production.
I'm short of words, I don't know what to say, but I have to start to thank the state coordinator because he encouraged us in our side classes. He made us go extra miles, and today here we are. After my orientation courses here, I already made plans we had that I'll join our extra classes after here.
I've made plans before to go and learn how to produce paint. But coming to this plan, that I know the amount of money the instructors or the person that is going to take me on this course, I know how much he billed me. But coming to this place, the government made Said, I'll say, free for us, and I'm glad to participate in these lectures also. So I learned at the end of like what we did, the paint making, the wallpaper design, and also some other things we learned during the class.
What a beautiful work of art. The design on the wall is so creative. Note that every material used was produced by them, and this was a result of the training they received in camp. The world is indeed their oyster. Our next story is on Said Ventures, the NYSC water factory in Nasarawa State. At the factory, core members are taken through the water production process, It is so inspiring to see the level of professionalism and expertise the core members exhibit in their work at the factory. Come with us. You will be inspired.
Before now, I've never for once had the privilege to learn or to know what the water treatment plant is all about. But within these few weeks here in Kebbi, Nasarawa State, I and my fellow colleagues, we were taught the water treatment processes. And with this, I am not afraid of the future because I can stand alone and work and purify water effectively and efficiently. My name is Oyelami Rabioye. I'm from Oyo State, a core member serving here in Nasarawa State. I studied chemical engineering and Lado Kedaketola University of Technology. I welcome you to our water treatment plant here. The major source of our water is bore water, and this is our reservoir that accommodates our raw water. The treatment process starts here, which contains 3 filters. The first one is our sand filter, the carbon filter, and the third one is the water filters. The sand filters perform our major task, which is filtration. Here in it, we have different layers of sand of different particle sizes here. The second filter here is our carbon filters, which majorly contains activated carbon. It performs 3 functions. The first function, it removes all tastes in our water. And the next one, it removes all odors that might be present in the water. And the last operation here, it removes any color so that we ensure we maintain the properties of a pure water, which is odorless, colorless, and tasteless. The third filter here is our water filters. It's our continuous filtration. It performs 2 major tasks. The first one, it repeats the filtration processes and also polishes our water. We have here our intermediate storage tank, which majorly contains our semi-treated water. Our semi-treated water is our water that has been treated to a point. This is another point of our treatment process here. We have here our reverse osmosis. Most times, impurities might escape the sand filters, escape the carbon and the filters. On getting to our reverse osmosis here, it traps all impurities in water, thereby ensuring the water meets up with the standards from WHO, the World Health Organization, and NAFDAC. This is our storage tank for our treated water here. And this too is a storage tank for the treated water. We use the 2 reservoir, the 2 storage tank for the treatment. Here we have ozonator, enhances the purification process here. Our treated water goes from the storage tank to the ozonator, and then we send the water down to the sachet water production and the bottled water production.
Thank you, Harry. Now we are now moving to the production process properly. Thank you.
My name is Bamdela Bijali from Kogi State. We have 2 machines here. One is called the heater, and this one is called the blower. This bottled water you see here, this what forms it.
My name is Johnson George from Rivers State, studied electrical engineering from Rivers State University, Science and Technology. Here as a core member serving in Kefi, Nasarawa State, in NYSC bottled water factory. Now, as you can see, this is NYSC bottled water as it's written already. I will take you through the process. Now, remember, this is the bottle that was brought out from the blower. It is carried to the conveyor. This machine is the bottled water producing machine, but it has sections as I take you through the section. This is the conveyor section that conveys this bottle, as you can see it directly. It takes it to, there is a section here, as you can see, we have to rinse the bottle. Now, this bottle is rinsed already. Now, this section rinses the bottle. After rinsing, now there's a section here that fills water inside the bottle. After the bottle has been filled with water, another section seals the cap with it. And this section that is over, we'll now take it to another section. This is where we had the label on the bottled water. Now, this section takes us to what this is called the seal machine, which is like a steamer, which enables the label to stick properly on the cans. Now, while it comes out, as you can see, it is produced already. So this machine generally produces the water. The water is produced, put in the can, seal it, and put the label on it. Now, I will take you to another section. This section will take us to where we package the bottled water in the pack. And a pack of the bottled water contains about 12 bottles. Now, let's go as we bag this process. Now, as you can see this process here, this is 12. We want to package it. Packaging it now, when we package, I think it takes us to a streaming machine. This streaming machine is what enables the water. Look at it, as you can see, it's going through the process of sealing. Now, while we wait at this end, the water comes out in 12. Wow, wow. What a wonderful experience. We want to thank the general management of NYSC, federal government, the DG. We want to say thank you very much for this scheme. Here we have water factory, we have bakeries, we have shoemaking, we have clothes making. I think with this skill, young people can be liberated out of poverty. They can earn money, make money for themselves. On behalf of my members, I want to say thank you to NYSC. Wow! Thank you, NYSC! Nigeria serves, Nigeria we serve.
I told you so that you would be inspired. Those core members would pass out of the scheme fully trained to run a water factory. Can you imagine the value chain and the job creation that would bring about? It is simply phenomenal. Well done to you all, and keep putting in the work. The greatest form of self-love is discipline. And that's how far we can go on today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. Please write to us on the online handles displayed on your screens right now, and we would write back. You could also catch us on NYSC TV on TSTV channel 365 and NYSC Radio 88.3 FM. Remember, the safety of core members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. Until I see you next time, I am Nkem Agonwa. Stay safe.